Hi, my name is Claudette Newsom, and I have one question for you. Have you ever been bullied? Have you? Well, today we're discussing being bullied, and being bullied can lead to a depressive behavior. I mean, bullying is just one of the fastest growing epidemics in the world today. And learning how to deal with this problem is what we are trying to achieve. Bullying may occur in two principal forms, verbal and physical. And in either form is unhealthy for anyone. Bullying is hateful, cruel, and degrading towards any individual. Anyone can be a victim of a bully. Our children, even as adults in the workplace, can be a victim of a bully. Victims of bullying hardly ever escape their assailant. They carry this disease with them throughout their entire lives, and it affects them in many forms. It can affect them in depression, and affect them in their development, or how they communicate with people. It's just a bad disease, and if it's nothing done about it while they're young, then they will carry this with them. We are looking for answers. We're looking for answers for the parents. We're looking for answers for the victims, and we are also looking for answers or ways to avoid this epidemic, stop this bad epidemic that's spreading around and affecting our children. I would like to bring your attention to the bullying pie chart here that's to my right. And the pie chart just shows a few statistics on the scale of bullying. It will show many effects that bullies have on their victims. 77% of students that are bullied mentally, verbally, and physically. 14% students were bullied experienced severe bad reactions to abuse. 14% meaning we were talking about suicide, we're talking about changing their appearance. And then you have 8% of students miss class per month. 8% of students miss class per month for fear of bullies. These kids stand to drop out because of this is happening. And we are sending our children to school mainly to get an education, not be bullied, and not to avoid their education because of a bully. That's just one thing. I want to share another incident with you. And basically this was with my research, a young man, Stephen Patton, a 13-year-old boy who committed suicide. And he committed suicide after being a victim of a bully. Every day this young man went to school, he was bullied. And the reason why he was bullied is because he was different. He was tall. He was unusually tall for an 8th grader, standing 6'6". And that was unusually tall. And he was the tallest kid in school, so other children felt that let's pick on the tall guy. And in the end result, Stephen committed suicide. And the sad thing about this is that his parents was not aware of this going on. They learned about this the day of Stephen's burial, the day that they were burying their son, their only son. They learned that the schools knew what was going on and did not bring it to their attention. Maybe they could have saved their son. Maybe they could have approached the bully. Maybe anything could have happened to prevent the loss of this child. Violent abuse, people being beaten just because they look different, and it's just not right. I want to bring you to the other chart here, school crime and safety. You have 46% of the males in school that state that they actually got into violent altercations behind being bullied. Even 54% of the women in school, the girls in school, also got into violent altercations just to avoid from being bullied or to fight for themselves, stand up for their rights. And that's just really just doesn't make any sense that children have to go to school to do this. And they're supposed to go to school for education. I also want to bring your attention to here the column chart. And the column chart is a survey, and this is according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics. You have here almost 90% school shootings are motivated by a desire to get back at the bullies. Over 80% kids that were picked on and teased by other students 60% of students who harm others because they were bullied, and almost 55% of students witnessed physical abuse at home that led to violence in school. Think about this. Violence in school, 55% of students witness this physical abuse. What we teach our children at home, they take out in the world with them daily. So we need to be mindful of what we do around our children, how we teach our children and everything, especially when it has to do with this epidemic. It's a horrible thing. I have a question. I mean, you have any questions? I'm available to answer some questions.
Okay. How do we identify that our child is a victim of a bully?
In the presentation form, it states here, how do you identify bullying? I mean, it tells us the feeling of loss of support of loved ones, rebelling against the parents. Children react. We have to pay attention to our children. We have to pay attention to our children, identify things that are different in their lives, and that's how we take notice to that. Go ahead, next question.
How do we bring awareness to the parents of the bullies?
Community awareness, pamphlets, information for the parents. And that's something that the school should take part in as well. Bullying is a very, very, very sick disease, epidemic, and we need to protect our children from it so that we can raise our children. My name is Claudette Newsom. Again, thank you for listening.